Prepare to be amazed.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Another day in the wildness, another day in the craziness, another day in the game room. Folks, how you doing today? This is Jace's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today Thrift Time and Finds, Volume 45. So what we have going on here, if you can judge by the thumbnail, is, and we got some help going on today, so thank you for that. We'll get to that a little later. But what we have going on here today is the last remnants of our haul that we had for the last 2 months, I want to say, which is pretty cool. Mixing in with a few other things as well. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the House of Fun and Video Games. Make sure you hit that bell notification. I'm starting the outro out at the intro because this just seems to be the way that I want to conduct myself. 190 awesome, amazing folks out there have subscribed, have hit the bell, do the commenting, do everything we ask. And they come back for every video. I'd like to see you back here too. We do a lot of great things on this channel. Thrift Time and Finds is one of them. eBay Time and Buys is another. eBay Time and Buys Revisited. When we go back to look at some of my eBay purchases, because some of my collection isn't just from the thrift, it's from when I was a child, it's from gifts and all kinds of stuff over the years, but specifically we focus on eBay, where we say, did your boy here get duped? Or did he get a good deal? Or did he get a really bad deal? We go over those things and that as well. We've got some series where we look at video games, of course, because we're surrounded by them in this chaotic room we call the game room, where I'll sit there, play some video games of choice. A lot of great conversations, a lot of comments out of that as well, and I do appreciate that. And also at some point we're going to get into video game reviews and more not off the chain, off the train, falling off the tracks every 2 seconds. That will come. I just need to get that momentum. I got to get that control. Because sometimes it's not easy to control yourself in the tube of a billion yous, but only one of me and you. Because I have too much fun on this channel. I have too much fun shooting these videos. So maybe we will one day get a rolling off the train tracks every 2 seconds Jason in the House of Fun and Video Games. But we'll see. We'll also get movie reviews planned at some point. A lot of technicalities with that as well. Many other things. There's updates. There's a whole bunch of playlists. If you haven't already, please do those things. And we'll leave the rest of the outro for the actual outro instead of the intro, because the outro is meant for the outro and not the intro. But I guess it's the intro-outro, because in the House of Fun and Video Games, I do what I want. So what we're going to do today, like I said, is we're going to go over our finds at the thrift over the last 2 months at least. But let's get into the finds right away. We found things for the kids. We found things for your boy, because you know that's going to happen. And maybe we might have found something useful. I don't know. Let's get into the finds. So, with that being said, we'll go over the finds for my kid Haley. We got some good ones here for sure. And you're going to be proud of me, folks. You're going to be so proud of me. If it's your first time here, you're not going to be proud of me because you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But today, Number one, we've got natural lighting. Number two, we've got the awesome sign back up that I didn't forget for the 19,000th time that says Jason's House of Fun and Video Games with a giant hockey mask in the middle. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right there. That represents the channel. That was a gift from a very good friend of mine. If you want, you can go look back at the catalog, and I bet you may find it because it was a gift from another YouTuber. Just putting that out there. This one is called Vampire Nights, the complete series. It's original and uncut in over 5 hours. So that is a lot of hours of anime. I don't know anything about anime really other than what my daughter tells me. So pretty cool. I'm sure she'll be really excited to add that to her collection. Not this collection. I know it's hard to say that every once in a while the House of Fun and Video Games does something for someone else. But of course I'm going to do it for my kids because that would just be the right thing to do as a parent, right? Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not a good parent. Nah, I'm a good parent. What are you talking about? This place is crazy. Everywhere in this house is crazy. But first find, awesome. And remember, when we're out in the thrift, we look for deals. We're certainly not buying eBay prices because that right there, I don't know exactly how much it goes for, but it goes for a decent chunk of change. A lot of anime, whether it's in the DVD format, VHS, very high price for some of them on the Laserdisc format, and so on and so on. We certainly don't get this, and if we see anything that's marked, usually I get a pretty good deal. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while. We'll give it to you 25% off, half off, or whatever. So we save our money. We get some great things. We get to make people in our lives happy. That's what we're here to do, right? So next thing up is going to be called a Blu-ray. I was surprised to see this. You don't see this very often in the wild. It is called Rin, Daughters of... Good luck. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But complete series on both discs. On 2 discs, not both discs. So, pretty awesome stuff. And we have another one. This one, again, I think it's the last anime that I have for. It is called Blue Angel. And it just says 2, A New Tokyo. So I'm guessing there was 1, maybe 5, maybe 50 volumes. But something cool. All these look really good. They were in great condition. I guess somebody just wanted to unloosen their collection a little bit. But pretty cool stuff. Can I get that lighting down? I think I do from last time. But again, I'm using my watch to make sure I'm good with this because I want you to be able to see what I see. So I'm sure she'll be happy with that. But she's got plenty more stacks to come. Big giant stack of stuff. I was pretty happy today. Got some horror. So the kiddo's into horror. Don't blame her. It's an awesome genre. Awesome, great selection of movies as well. Got some for the collection because I've certainly got enough of my own, whether it's VHS, Laserdisc. Well, Laserdisc horror, I'm not really there yet. You know why? Laserdisc horror is extremely expensive. Very expensive. We're talking hundreds of dollars sometimes. You want Friday the 13th on Laserdisc? Good luck to you. I might find it someday at the thrift. Who knows? But I just can't. I can't pull the trigger on it yet. But maybe someday. We're in enough rabbit holes as it is. So, first one up. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't think I gave her the first one, but I did give her the second one, so start's a start. I don't know if she's seen it, but I guess we'll find out. Look at that. Pretty neat. Awesome stuff. And then we've got Black Christmas and the good old Blockbuster set right there. I believe that's DVD. It's an unrated version of it. Super happy to find that. Anytime I can find anything with Blockbuster, I mean, just look at this. Just look at this stuff. That's awesome. You don't get to see that anymore. Blockbuster was a video rental store. It was a chain for a very long time. And then, streaming came around. Netflix came around. Redbox came around. And unfortunately, they didn't get on the train fast enough. Again, that's not an objective feeling. That could just be an opinion of all the different things I've seen. So don't take what I said for anything. Take it with a grain of salt and do your own research. But Blockbuster certainly does keep a big place in my heart because nothing was better than going to the video game store or a video rental store, renting some cool VHSs. I don't think I ever rented a DVD from there. And video games, of course. A lot of my collection on here has a lot of sentimental value derivating from that. So a lot of my complete in box games are derivated towards that time, which another day for another series, who knows. Moving on. We got The Grudge. I didn't get her the unrated version. The director's cut, I believe it's the correct version to watch. Some people will disagree with that, but this one's just as good. When I saw this in movie theaters, I went, wow, that is some spooky stuff. And things don't normally spook me out, but this one kind of did. The unrated cut obviously has some added footage, and then of course some video or some scenes that were a little too violent, couldn't get past the rated R censors or whatever, the MPPA. So the MPAA, that's what they're called. So, but still, nevertheless, The Grudge, and we'll look out for 2 and 3 because there's 3 of them. Maybe we might even look out for Ju-On. That is actually that type of film is actually based on Ju-On. It's a Japanese horror movie, and it's something different. This one was good. That one was really good. So hopefully I'll find it as well someday. And we got a re-release of Prom Night. This is the original theatrical version. If you know anything about the House of Fun and video games, we thoroughly enjoy our unrated director's cuts. Some of them aren't always the best. There's reason for cuts, whether it's the graphic nature of them, whether it's a kill that has to be turned down, or whether it's just a story arc that just didn't make sense and the video, or rather the movie, just ran too long. I like to see all that stuff, commentary, special features, all that stuff. So it's alright. It's a great movie nevertheless. Not a lot of cut out of that. I think there's like 3 minutes or something like that. It's really just gore. Nothing added to the story. And then we got a threefer. I couldn't believe I found these out in the wild, especially nowadays. We got Scream, the widescreen version. I'm tempted to keep it myself, but, you know, this is for the kids, so one of them. So Scream. And you probably will ask, what exactly does widescreen mean? Well, I'll give you a clue. Letterbox. Why does it say letterbox? That's another description of widescreen. It looks like you're looking through a mailbox, like in a door where you put the mail in. Just saying. Is it a better way to watch videos? At one point when I was younger, I did not think so. As I grew older and understood that that's really the true format of watching a movie in the big screen, and it shows you everything, whereas, of course, the full screen kind of cuts off a lot of the movie. It's really up for debate, not certainly for this episode, but something definitely to get into. A good conversation, just waiting to have a video made about it. I kind of prefer both, but widescreen I have a new appreciation for over the last 15 years, so duly noted. Again, another widescreen version of a film, Scream 2. It's kind of, if I was to say my 2 favorite Screams out of all of them, would probably be 1 and 2. I thought the new one was pretty well done. First one without Wes Craven, rest in peace. But these discs, they even got the booklets in them and everything. They're in great condition, so I'm sure she'll be happy to add that to her collection, not mine. Last and certainly not least, Scream 3. This movie's okay. I mean, I like some of the story arc about it, but there's some that I don't know. I just couldn't get into, and it had a good flow to it, and then like you get to towards the end, and you're like, really? I mean, okay, it's not bad. I like this better than I like the story arc for Scream 4. I like Scream 5's story arc as well because it kind of is a redo, a reshoot, or not a reshoot, what is the word I am looking for? It's a remake. I'm not usually a big fan of going back to films to remake it, but it's partial remake, partial like sequel. It's got a lot of good things with it, but not bad. But I think the first 2 are my favorite. That's nostalgia speaking, of course. Nothing better going in 1996, sneaking into a movie theater, seeing this movie called Scream. It had Wes Craven's name on it. I got there as soon as I can, but I think I bought a ticket for some, PG movie or whatever. Waited until the coast was clear, and then jetted right into the movie theater. I don't believe I got caught that time, but, not that I suggest it's a good thing, because it certainly isn't. We should all follow the rules, but, hey, we all only live once, and we're all young, and we all make mistakes, so I'll chalk that up as a mistake by accident. Whatever, it is what it is. But it was an amazing movie, blew me away. I think at the time that came out, 96, my goodness, I was in middle school. That's a long time ago, but hey, I've been watching horror since I was a young lad. So, moving on. We've got The Omen. This isn't the original version. This is the re-released version, the remastered, the remake, whatever you want to call it. I thought that was okay. That was pretty good. I like the special effects in it. Widescreen edition as well. But, what can I say? Nothing comes close to the original. I don't know about the other two sequels that followed the original, but that one was really good. And that's still good too. Another one right here. Full screen theatrical version of The Fog. Pretty cool stuff. I don't think this is a... Oh, look at that. Ha ha ha. Now, this is something we got to look at because I didn't even realize this was in here. But look at this. This right here is one of the last things from Blockbuster, I believe. I've never seen this in person. Online renting without the wait. They tried to get on the streaming train in a way, but it just wasn't meant to be. Rent online, exchange your own movies by mail or in store. And this was 2007. So at this point in time, most of the company had deteriorated. It was now into franchises. So, pretty cool stuff. A neat piece of history. Moving on, we got a few more things for the kiddo. Well, we do have one more. Anime down there. This one is going to be the Bride of Chucky, full screen edition. I believe this is the rated version. Unrated version isn't really that different. There you go. What did I think of the Seed of Chucky? Not really something I'm too fond of watching. I don't always watch it. Hey, it has a little thing. Look at that. That's awesome. I love when they have those little pieces of paper in there. The latest action-packed films from Rogue Pictures. We've got Shaun of the Dead coming in hot. We've got the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. Really burn you down. And then, of course, last and certainly not least, we have Unleashed. Unleashed 2? No, Unleashed. Here we go. There's my my movie voice. And then, of course, we're going to look out for these other titles also available on DVD. The Chucky Collection. How could you go wrong? Tremors 1. The really good one. Orgasmo, Enough Said. Smoking Barrels, pretty good movie. Traffic, interesting. Dawn of the Dead, remake, 2004, a classic. And then last and certainly not least, DVD special edition of The Thing. Thing's a great movie. The Thing from Outer Space, the original. The Thing is the remake from John Carpenter, 1982, because we like to put those little tidbits of information in there. So, we've got 2 more animes, all right. So, we got Vampire Knight, the complete series. It says guilty. Guilty is charged another 5 hours of original and uncut video. Don't see these very often in the Thrift. So when I see them, I jump on them right away because, like I said, she really enjoys watching them. This is High School of the Dead. 12 episodes, 2-disc set. Do they have both the discs in there? That's the question. I think I remember seeing this. Yep, they were both in good condition. All these were just kind of sitting there, and I said, all right, cool. So, there you go right there. And boom. There you go right there. Again, we will have a closer up picture of it once we are done. And that is all the goods for one of the kiddos. So we're going to put that stack right there. Like I said, we'll have a glimpse of the up close and personal view so you can see everything. This time I was only able to find 2 things in the wild for the boy. But we got Scooby-Doo. Where Are You? How do I feel about this movie? I don't know. I thought it was cool. It's alright. It's the live action next for the CG Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo 2. He really enjoyed it, so. Does have Matthew Lillard in it, and ironically enough, he's in the original Scream. And a lot of conversation about him reappearing in the series. Something to think about, but I think the boy will enjoy that for sure. Now, let's get to the VHS, because I'm an avid VHS collector. I try to tone down what I'm looking for in the wild, but if I see something, they're so cheap, might as well grab them. Matter of fact, good conversation to get into. We're seeing an uprise in sealed VHSs. There's some things I think on Heritage Auctions, Water grades them. I think VGA grades them. So a lot of information out there about that whole thing before, obviously we're talking about this, but research it yourself, make your own decisions, develop your own opinions. That's what I always say. But the VHS sealed market is going off the chart. I guess recently there was a sealed Back to the Future that was originally with one of the castmates. It's their own copy. Went for over $100,000. What? It's a VHS. Not that I have anything wrong with it. I have it for nostalgic reasons. Obviously with Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, these are the most up-to-date, most current ways to watch a video or a movie or whatever. But there is some nostalgia that comes into play with watching them on other formats like Laserdisc. I love it. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it looks. Same thing with VHS. I like putting the VHS tape into the machine, watching it play as I'm editing videos. I do that, listen to vinyl, all kinds of stuff that I do while I'm editing, but just to give you a glimpse. So let's go over the VHS. And what do we have? Well, we got our sealed copy of, and you can't really see it because stickers, but it was from Big Lots at one point. Sealed copy of Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Pretty good stuff. Great series. I'd obviously prefer it on Blu-ray. If there's ever a 4K, I'll definitely get it. It's a long one, folks, so if you haven't seen it, I've seen the original cartoons. I've seen the theatrical versions. I've seen the special editions. And it is worth the wait. It is absolutely worth the wait. If you can stand through a movie for a very long time, each one of those is extremely long, but definitely something to check out. And if you haven't, you should, because they're good movies. So go do it. After you watch my video, of course. As I spill water all over myself, because why not? Next VHS on the list. I believe I have 1 and 2, but I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3. I had all of them at one point. They were doubles, the double VHS, and I think that at one point they were single VHSs, but anyway. I picked up Jurassic Park 3. Certainly not my favorite of the series, but it was cool to see Dr. Grant again. This is a movie that doesn't get a lot of praise. It's okay. It does all right in regards to the film industry or whatever, but I can understand why. But Congo, this is about a talking gorilla that could somehow communicate to humans. I think it's a really good story. I saw this in the movie theaters. I think it was 1995, I want to say. And it's just something special. What can I tell you? Great movie. It also has, I forget what his actor name is, but the guy that was in Nip Tuck, he was also in, I think he's in Blue Bloods right now. What was his name? In Nip Tuck, his name is Dr. Sean McNamara, and his name is kind of escaping right now. It might be Dylan Walsh, I'm not sure, but I mean, guy's been in a ton of movies. Great actor. Shawshank Redemption, based on the Stephen King novel. What an amazing story of redemption. All puns intended there, of course. Just an amazing movie. I didn't have this on VHS, I don't believe, but if I did, I guess I got it again. Because I haven't updated my CLZ movie app, and why haven't I done that? That's going to take like a week. A lot of movies to go through, but regardless. I got this because I couldn't remember if I had a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I very well may have one. But, awesome movie. One that I will never forget. Denver Public Library on there. Not too fond of that. It's right around there. But still, great movie. Classic. And of course we've got another classic right here. My Girl. Macaulay Culkin. Mr. Home Alone. Mr. Good Son. A lot of different movies. Richie Rich. Awesome stuff right there. Great movie. No complaints. I think that's it for the VHSs. So now we're going to get to the fat stack of movies for me. And then we've got some other movies as well. And we'll get to some of the other cooler items. Of course, the games. You're all waiting for it. Try to do a rapid speed right through here. I don't know much about this one, but had Sophia Loren in it. And a bunch of other different actors I'm very familiar with. The only thing I'm really familiar with Sophia Loren is I believe she was in Grumpier Old Men. There's two of them, Grumpy Old Man with Martha Malthau and Jack Lemmon. Amazing actors in a lot of different movies, so figure I'd check it out. Might be worth a check. I've never seen it out in the wild before, so it's called Operation Crossbow. Pretty cool stuff. And then this one was an interesting one because it was at Walmart at one point for $20. Got this for just a couple of bucks, maybe even $1. I can't remember, but it's called Passion of Prey. It's a newer movie. It has Bill Murray, Mickey Rourke, and Megan Fox in it. Very strange array of characters and cast, but it seemed like a pretty good movie. And it is sealed. It's not going to be sealed for long because I am going to watch it, but awesome stuff right there. Another one we got is one that I've been looking for a while. I'm not really sure it's in here. I do this every now and then just to make sure. This is a good movie with Bridget Fonda in it. It's called Point of No Return. Female assassin. You don't see it very often, so definitely something cool to check out. I think I saw it a long time ago, so pretty good stuff there. Good movie from Mr. Clint Eastwood himself called Absolute Power. I have this on VHS. I might have it on DVD, but I did want it on Blu-ray, so can't pass that up. I don't believe this is an in-print Blu-ray either. A lot of Blu-rays is now starting to go out of print now that we have 4K here. A lot of things just come and go very quickly. A lot of horror collections, so if you want any of those horror collections or those old TV shows like Scooby-Doo, Turtles, Ghostbusters, which good luck finding it. Look on the Bay of E. The E of Bay. You'll find those prices are ridiculous. So luckily for me, I pulled the trigger on them before they were. This one right here is a couple of horror flicks. Another weird one that has Sean Patrick Flannery. I'm probably saying that wrong. He was one of the Boondock Saints. He's in a bunch of different movies that I've seen. It also has Michael Biehn, who was Kyle Reese in Terminator. And Aliens as well in a lot of different movies. Tombstone, another great one. And it is called Surrender Your Soul. Nope. It is called Unstable? I don't know. It's a horror movie. And it's one that I don't think I've ever seen this in a while before. 2000s movie. Something to check out. Pretty cool. And then we've got Halloween Haunts. It's got a little rip in it, but whatever, it is what it is. You got Skullheads, you got Descendant Evil, and Killer Eye. It's a 3-pack. Anytime I see anything like this out in the wild, definitely pick that up. Another early 2000s release. Never seen any of these movies before, so pretty cool stuff. Another horror movie to add to the collection. Look at this. We're even organized today. Scary. Maybe it's that person who's helped me. It might be keeping my organization into play. This one is a sequel to Fletch. Which is a great movie with Chevy Chase. It's called Fletch Lives. I don't believe I've seen the sequel, but the first one was great. Widescreen edition, DVD. Yep, it's in there. I gotta keep checking that periodically because sometimes we forget to. That hasn't happened before on the channel, has it? I think so. Another decent movie. It's not really a popular one. The sequel I wasn't too keen on, but to see The Silver Surfer was great. In live action, CG, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic Four. This is the widescreen version. No complaints here. And it has Dr. Doom in it. And Dr. Doom is an awesome baddie. This one right here is not one that I see at all. I've maybe seen it once or twice, possibly, since I've been hitting the Thrift. But this one's called Dahmer. And this is based on the serial killer, Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm going to assume, if I remember reading this right. And the thing that attracted me to this is this says Jeremy Renner in it. So who's Jeremy Renner? He was in The Town. He's in the Avengers movies. I think he's Hawkeye. I think that's who his character is. I believe that's who it is, yeah, in those films. But he's a great actor, and The Town's a great movie. You should definitely check that out. But pretty good stuff. Another horror movie to add to the collection. This is one I don't see really at all. A horror movie for me to add to my collection. And I prefer it on VHS, but again, horror VHSs, Laserdisc VHSs, out of print Blu-rays, they are just skyrocketed. Just like a lot of things, but it is what it is. I've seen the first two. I don't believe I've watched this one. It is The Howling 3. Just look at that cover art. That is awesome. No complaints here. And I have it on DVD. I don't know if I have any of the other ones on any other format, but I may have the original on VHS. I can't remember. This one, I looked up on eBay because I was just curious because I go sitting there looking and I'm like, oh, I have never seen this 3-pack before. I mean, I've seen it for sale, but I've never seen it on the internet before. And, you know, I search a lot of things on eBay just to kind of get an idea of things to keep an eye out for or whatever. But this one I could not find on there. So what this is Species. And if you don't know what this is about a engineered, they create engineered. What are we running the train tracks off again? This is they mix alien DNA, I think, with a human DNA or something, and it comes out to be this. But there is 4 movies of this, and I've never seen it in this pack before. And you know your boy's really huge in these packs. Nothing really on the back or the front, but it does come with a bonus disc. I'm a huge fan of Species. It just always interested me. And it's got a lot of, it's got an alternate ending for Species. I didn't know that actually existed, so I'll definitely be checking that out. The two sequels and the 4th one had unrated versions, which they have Species 2, which is rated, and they have Species 3, which is unrated. That makes no sense to me, but anyway, the first one's obviously the best. The other ones they're okay. But just look at that. You can't go wrong with that. That just looks awesome. It's going to look good in the collection that you can't see because I'll probably put it in the Closet of Doom, but whatever. Still pretty cool. This one right here, I believe this might have also been one that I got for my daughter, but this is Ron Turn Find. I guess I just must have misplaced it. Bloodlines, it's called. Ron Turn was an okay movie. I've never really seen the sequels at all, so if I could just hold this straight, that would be great. There we go. Hopefully I didn't do this whole video, but yeah, probably did. But it is what it is. There we go. Okay. So this is on Blu-ray, and it's not sealed. I'll just take a look at it just because. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, good. There's a DVD version of it in there as well, so pretty cool. I'll put that on her stack. Another horror video from Full Moon, I guess. It's called Unlucky Charms. Anybody think of the Leprechaun when seeing this? Because I certainly do. Is it going to be as good as the first 2 Leprechauns, and the third one's okay? He goes in Vegas. I don't know. But still, looks like a pretty cool movie, and it's horror, so what can we do? You can't go wrong with horror. We got another one here. Just called Clown House. Again, I don't know anything about it, but looks pretty cool. There we go. We're trying to find things here, so we'll get another shot, and like I said, don't worry about it throughout the video. And we've got 2 we'll get out of the way right away. Haunted House. It's a good game. Haunted House Manor. 2600, whatever. House on Haunted Hill. This is an awesome movie. There's also another one that was made before it. This is a remake. And I've seen both of them, and you know, this one has the better effects, of course, but the older one does stand the test of time. Return to the Haunted House. I saw this and I was like, when it came out, I wasn't really sure on if I wanted to check it out, and I just never did in the movies, theaters, or whatever. I saw that one, the first one in the movies, but give it a try. You know, another horror movie to add. Great stuff. And then last and certainly not least, we have the unrated version of Cry Wolf. I don't believe that I have this that I know of, so definitely something cool to check out. Because it's one of those movies I wanted to check out, but I just never had the time to find it or forgot about it or whatever. This one's called Depraved, Descendant of Evil 2. So apparently this is a series. Again, it's another, it's another horror series. It's from Full Moon, so pretty cool stuff. Some of that non-Hollywood horror. Some of the best, but you know, I'm sure the dialogue and certain other things about it can be a little squeamish or cheesy, but we like cheese here. Cheese is good too. And last certainly not least, we're winding down on the movies. We got My Girl, so now we got it on VHS and we have it on DVD. What can I say about it? I couldn't find the second one, which isn't my favorite one, but it's not a bad one. It's not bad at all. Great movies from the 90s for sure. And of course, last but certainly not least, a special edition of Unbreakable. M. Night Shyamalan makes some good movies. You've got The Signs, not The Signs, you get Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. Great movie. Unbreakable is another one, of course. The Village was okay. You get a bunch of different ones from him. The Happening. He's into a lot of horror. It's just different types of horror, but not bad at all. And I watched this a long time ago. I didn't watch it all the way through. Sixth Sense was the other movie I was thinking of. But it's got a lot of different features in here. Additional scenes, which is pretty cool. So I'm always into that scene. What could have been, but wasn't. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get some cool stuff to go over. As you can see from the thumbnail, what do I have these for? Are these real? No, they are not real. But they are awesome. Look at that. Let me try to get a little close up of that. Look at that. Look at that. That is the coolest looking non-real swords. Is that really a way to say it? But whatever. I have ever seen. I got a smaller one and I got a big one. Try to emphasize this a little bit more. I'm going to hang them up somewhere in the game room. I've always wanted a set of swords. I always wanted a real one. I wanted the Highlander one. That one's just amazing. That's the one that I want, but I want an actual real sword, not, some of these other types of swords you get, and God forbid it falls down, it's gonzo. But, oh yeah, look at that. Almost the size of old Sephiroth's sword, but not nearly close enough. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm pointing it at you. Pretty cool stuff. Back in it goes. But definitely be hanging that up. Check it out on the game room tour whenever I decide to do one of those. We've got some other cool items here, and then we'll get to the games. So this one right here, me and the family like to play some board games. Kind of ironic for, the most recent last couple of years that we've been through as a society, as a country, as a world. But this is a game called Pandemic, and I have never had the pleasure of seeing this out in the wild. And this was a pretty expensive one when I looked it up online, so it's got all the pieces in it, and looks like it'll be something fun to do. I always like to play Sorry and Trouble, a few other games as well. Monopoly is a good one, but something to do in our spare time. This one right here, this is going to be for my regular job, and it's a little tiny radio. Now, why did I want this? I don't know, because it's really small, and it reminds me of a different time. So what this is, and it had batteries in it, and they weren't corroded. I was super shocked, because this looks really old. But this is just a TV receiver, and, the radio as well. But something small, something I can kind of go back and forth on. Let's see what the DC is in it. 3 volt. I could keep an eye out for that. This is a good story for another video on the next part of maybe not Thrift Time Finds. I don't know. I'll figure out what we're going to do. But there's that other item I'm talking about. We can't squeeze it in because we're going way over the time I wanted this to take. So what do we got here? We've got a book about Nirvana. It's called Day to Day Illustrated Journals. I'm guessing by the picture it really focuses on Kurt Cobain. And for a couple of bucks you couldn't pass it up, because this is normally like a $40, $50 book, I believe. So, huge fan of Nirvana. Definitely will give it a look. Give it a read through. But interesting. There's another book out, I think, that has Kurt Cobain's journals as well. So they're always interesting reads. I'll have to put that on the ground because we don't got any room left. But we will make room for the next item. So I've been after this for a long, long time. It was a Target exclusive at one point in time. And I was able to procure not one, but 2 of them at different parts of the year. So I wanted to get one that I could actually open up on the channel and take a look at, because this is exactly what I remember from when I was a kid. This is the Ecto 1. So this was a big box retailer exclusive, and it was going for an awful lot of money. But now, if you look at them, you'll be able to find them out in the wild. There's a whole stack of them near me, so check out your local big box retailer. I'm super excited to get into this. This is exactly how it looked, I think, from what I can see, from the one that I have when I was a wee lad. So I ended up giving it to my son, and he has a lot of fun with it. But we'll definitely check out if the old one stood the test of time. But I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So we're gonna leave that in all its glory right there. And last and certainly not least, we're gonna go over the games, the controllers that I got. Quicks, nothing crazy. That is a PS2 controller. It's a Mad Catz. Has turbo option, bunch of different things on there. Pretty cool. Again, like $1 or $2. You're gonna go wrong with that. This one is a DualShock 2. This has the buttons. Feel pretty good. Nothing seems a little wonky. Buttons still got a good elasticity. I don't know what the word would be. It's got good whatever that word is. It doesn't feel like it's like broken the elastic or whatever is inside of it to keep them doing its thing. But that's an original one, so I always pick those up because PS2 is a great system. All right, and then just to throw it in there, not really a big deal, but you get some hookups, original hookups for the PS2. No, I'm sorry, the PS1, I believe it was, or it might have been PS2. I don't know. I can't remember. I think they're both very similar, but anyway, pretty cool. And last, and certainly not least, are any of these games that I have before you going to be ones that I keep? I don't know. We'll see. But a lot of these I'm going to try to, I think, use for some store credit at the video game store, whichever one I happen to go to, and try to buy something that I really want and not really pay a thing because, I don't really pay much for these. Some of them I may add to the collection, but I doubt it. But we'll go through them quick. Band Hero, I don't have anything for any of the Guitar Hero-like things. Obviously, playing this as a let's play some video games would be out of the question because of that, and obviously you get some copyright things all over this thing just screaming and waiting to come after you, but still pretty cool. And I think we'll put them here, I guess. Guitar Hero Legends of Rock. This is a pretty good one. It's a not for resale one, so this is the one that came in the box, which is pretty cool. Now there was I think it was like a box of instruments. I think this may have come into it, but I think it came with an extra disc too. Guitar Hero. I don't know. It came with 2 of them, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of weird, but hey, something to flip. Get some store credit. This one I might keep. I don't know if I have it. Is 007 Quantum of Solace. Anything with 007. Of course, thinking of the original that we played at a very young age in '96. GoldenEye. Some of these games look pretty cool. Definitely want to try to check them out. Because I can't flip things around for the life of me. But I got a pretty decent collection on the Wii. So I'm going to put that aside. Beatles Rock Band. I may actually keep this one because my mom, I was a huge fan of the Beatles. And I don't know, just looking at it might make me think of some good times with her. But I'd love to try this out, but I don't have any of the instruments to do it. And I bet you if I did, I'd probably be pretty bad at it. Not gonna lie. Order Up is one game that I have. Unless I say otherwise, it's probably complete. I already have this, but it has a decent value to it. Not too much, but still pretty cool. Alright. This one right here, I believe I have already, but something definitely to put out there. So welcome to the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Network. I'll have to check it out. This is like a startup disc, I think, that was with the original PS3. I'm not sure though, but it has includes a free download of Pain. And I'm pretty sure that's probably long and gone, but who knows? I don't even think it's available anymore. Usually these have dates. Can't tell. Pretty cool. Some more PS3 games. DC Universe, The Next Legend Is You. Not really my cup of tea, but looks like an alright game. Maybe I'll pop it in before I decide to heave hove it to the game store. We'll see. Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm pretty sure I have this. I didn't get to play it in the when it was originally released because I just was like, I'm not going to get into the Black Ops series, but it's actually the this is a good conversation, but I think it's one of the best series that they have to offer. I mean, I like, a lot of the games. I played a lot of them, and, I'm a huge, avid Call of Duty playing fan, or player, whatever. Somebody who does it, I don't know what the word is for it. I'm losing it right now, but pretty cool, and it gives you a good couple of bucks. Harry Potter and the Half-Blooded Prince. Didn't really get into these movies. I'd like to see them, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. But maybe we will someday. Not complete, but all good. Diablo 3. Heard a lot of great things about the Diablo series, but I never got into it. But something cool for any of you Diablo folks out there, or Diablo fans. It's from Blizzard. They also make World of Warcraft as well. Pretty good stuff. These ones right here are some Madden games, some other sports games. Figure, for $1 or $2, you can't go wrong. Maybe we might have some gold here. Probably not, but Madden 15. Madden 10. I have to keep making sure. This is a good one, though. If you notice this right here, I put it a little bit closer. This signifies it's an original PS3 release. As to this one, if you look here, the PS3 logo is at the top. So those usually go for a little bit more, but again, something to get something else for. Uncharted 2. I heard a lot about this series, but never got into it. Probably should, though. So maybe we'll put that to the side as well. Modern Warfare 2. Again, original PS3 release. Got the PS3 logo on the side. Great game. I played this like a madman. Titanfall 2. I've seen some stuff on it. Looks like a pretty cool game, but just never gave it a try. Maybe I should. I do still own the PS4, and a lot of PS4 games are compatible with PS5. So, we'll see. Dance Central. I know that some of these go for a good amount of change. Do I have any interest of keeping this? I guess if I want to learn how to cut some rug, but I don't. Might be a good one to put in. Try to get a couple of bucks for. I know one of these goes for a good amount of money, and I don't know why. I mean, if there's any fans out there of this game, please share the comments down below. It's just not really my thing. And again, I wonder how a lot of people do put this out here on the tube, because it's just got a bunch of just asking for copyright claims and everything else in there. But whatever. I've seen a few things on there just randomly clicking, and I go, okay. Last and certainly not least, definitely one for the collection. I don't believe I have this for the Xbox 360. I've been kind of slowing down on 360 games. I got what I want, but Batman Arkham City. How can you go wrong with a Batman game that was made like these? Just amazing. And it's the 3D compatible game. I did try a 3D compatible game with my 3D TV that I had at one point. It was Assassin's Creed 2. And did I really see the 3D? Not really. But I think it's because my glasses battery died and I just never went back to it. But again, more information for another day. So, that being said, I'm not surrounded by anything anymore, folks. That's a long one. We're going on 50 minutes now. Probably trim a little minutes, few things here and there, so maybe it'll be a little less. But folks, let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite thing that we found out in the wild or at a big box retailer, whatever you want to call it, today during this video. Lots of things to choose from, lots of things to digest. So, I got most of my outro out. 190 subscribers out there. Awesome, amazing folks. Thank you. Appreciate you. Every time you come by, check out the videos, give them great comments, great conversations. Keep doing so. And if you haven't already and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified right away when the House of Fun and Video Games brings something for you on the tube of a billion views, but only one of me and you. Now, other things to think of. I almost forgot, but I didn't because I'm thinking today. Facebook. You can reach us at Facebook at Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. You can reach us on Twitter at Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. Pretty easy, right? Now, why would you want to go to these as opposed to this platform? On the Facebook and even on the Twitter, you can share your pictures of your game rooms, get into more deeper conversations, which you can't really do on this platform here. But it's ways for us to get into more conversations. I'd like to see what you have. I'd like to see your collections, your game rooms, things you pick up, whatever you want to throw out there. I'm always looking into getting into great conversation with folks out there. Folks, I took up enough of your time. The sun is starting to die down. I feel a storm coming. This is Jason's House for Fun and Video Games. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, because we are at the weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. Now, what are we going to do with all this stuff? I don't know. Species. Because it's a great movie. And okay, trilogy.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want.
I'll keep dreaming on.
On when I chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back of my swing home.